모든 건 변했다. 히트 시즌2.
We're back, guys, here for the second Ace match on Ace Match Saturday. And it is going to be the rematch, the second rematch in the Ace match. We did have Zest versus Rogue happen twice today, and this is going to be the second time we see GuMiho versus Patience.
There is some hope in Monday Caster and Kanata that Patience will take the rematch, but any doubts I had for GuMiho were washed away after the previous match. I'm going him all the way.
Oh, yeah. I had no doubts going into that first game, too. I'm like, no, this guy is going to wreck him. Patience, he's having a bit of trouble with inconsistency. Daehyun, you see him switching over. So did Nick over to the GuMiho side, but still some remaining fanatics of Patience, I suppose.
Yeah. You know it right before. I think we'll be right again. We'll see, though, if Patience can either mount a better defense or do something totally different. Also, somewhat depending on whether GuMiho does the same build, even, as we are going onto King Sejong Station for this final map. A two-player map. We've seen the build on the map before. Against Hero, I believe. I'm trying to remember, but it was a while back.
Yeah,
now.
I think so. I don't know. He definitely could go for it. But Patience has seen it, and he is going to be looking for that as well. He needs to defend it well. This is going to be a fun one, going into King Sejong Station for another PVT, GuMiho versus Patience. Up here in the top left, in the teal, for MVP Chicken Maru, it's GuMiho back again.
And over here in the bottom right, in purple, it's once again Patience. Lost his regular game, but will be sent out again. Jace is piling up a good spot, jumping Reapers, and he could potentially block them on that Reaper chin.
It's kind of funny that Afreeca sends out Patience after he lost, and GuMiho is their ace player, right? It's like it's almost like a revenge match pick, which you've got Super on your team, you've got Alive on your team. I feel like those are both better picks right now, but I suppose the Afreeca team disagrees with me.
Super prepared for a different matchup. Something to keep in mind, Patience prepared for not only this matchup with this player, and they might have expected to see him, as you and I both did. The GuMiho choice. So maybe it's like, all right, well, let's send the guy who is best prepared for GuMiho, despite the fact that he got stomped earlier. He still is prepared for this player, not necessarily this map, although I suppose if you're thinking we're going to an ace match, they probably already thought this far ahead in advance. Although Patience was actually a last-minute pick. You guys can't see decisions like this, but you and I could actually see that it was not clear. In fact, he came very late to the stage when that moment happened, so it looked like they were debating perhaps sending Super out instead. But here we are. It is Patience himself, the purple Protoss in this game. We'll see if GuMiho is going to do the same build. Already a factory on the way.
Yeah, gas first.
Yeah, this map is more known for Widowmine drops because it's a very fast rush distance by air to the natural, and you have dead airspace behind it, so it's a very safe drop to use as well. Yeah,
I actually like that call. I think he definitely is considering that right now. See if he actually wants to commit to that kind of play. And back at home for, I don't know why I was thinking Super. It's just the guy I expected so much, but Patience, he is getting up a Nexus. Looks like it was Gate Nexus Core. Pretty safe on the map. I mean, it's a long rush distance by ground, so generally it's pretty safe on most maps nowadays. You definitely see Gate Nexus Core a lot.
Let's watch this barracks. He's going to add a tech lab. Nope. It's going to be the Marine drop we predicted. It's going to be Widowmine Marine drop into just probably transitioning into a normal game, but no Cyclone push. Cyclone build, not this game.
Not yet. At least.
Not yet, at least.
Maybe he'll switch it over, make a Cyclone, and then switch it back.
Very unlikely at this point, but when he scouts the Stargate, he may regret his choice. The Stargate obviously going to hurt the viability of this drop, as well as he's just going to use it defensively for now. But the Stargate can also be very bad against the Cyclone push. So it would have been a good build versus what Patience is bringing. But either way, looks like the Widow Mine for the time being used defensively in case of perhaps a proxy Stargate rushed out. Not going to be the case though. Tech up on the way, likely just for Stim at this point in time. But it could be a safety cyclone.
It's on the factory.
Okay, with no Marine production, I thought it was on the barracks. So yeah, I guess you're right. Could also be a tank first, you know, like
follow up, you know,
but it's
go
the
tank
Cyclone.
Into Cyclone, I suppose. But yeah,
the Cyclone timing here is better for Oracles. There's not like really an attack that hits this time when Warp Gate research is being done, so the tank isn't as valuable. Okay, the Cyclone, or rather the drop here is spotted. The Oracle can reveal. It does, but it misses the... Okay, no, it does get the reveal on the Widow Mine. He's going to drop this out and try to damage the Widow Mine. He goes for the Mothership Core, picks up. There's no pylon in position, which is a bit strange.
And now trying to come back here, but there is a Phoenix. He is going to commit to the drop into 3 Adepts and an Oracle. Trying to focus down that Oracle. Doesn't quite work out.
Widow Mine barely killed in time back here. That pylon placement is just... It's designed for a Cyclone push. It's not designed for a drop. So it's not like a wrong choice, it's just an unlucky choice, I guess, in this case.
And look at that. He actually lost the Oracle, too.
Yeah.
So
he almost got his Warp Gate research denied. And he hasn't even changed his chrono, so GuMiho's like, oh man, maybe he didn't finish it.
Oh boy. Well, he's still going to lose that pylon and power on the gateway.
Phoenix taking some damage here. But he does clean up the medevac. At least he got Warp Gate research. Maybe he wanted to mislead GuMiho into thinking that he did not finish it. But if you haven't watched Starcraft in a while, Chrono Boost no longer works the way it did. It doesn't expire. You select which building you'd like to permanently have until you move it to a different target. In this case, he left on the Warp Gate or on the Cybernetics core even after Warp Gate research was finished. All right, he's going to commit to the Cyclone here. I like this choice. There's only 1 Marine to support.
The repair!
Oh, man.
It keeps it alive, but there's another lift, so...
But this means he's spending money to repair it, but also this attack isn't targeting as many SCVs, I think, as it could have been.
Oh, nice micro there on the Phoenix, too.
Like, he should have just been targeting the SCVs with those Adepts. He still got 9, but he could have gotten more, I feel. More Adepts shading in here. Perhaps a mistake to commit to that shade. These are going to get cleaned up. I really want to know what happened to the other Adepts. Okay, they died, so...
Yep. Cyclone's still alive, but lots of you know, just time and resources used to repair that Cyclone. Wasn't mining during the interim as well, and
he's lost a lot of SCVs here, but he's also not producing SCVs at all. Not even a single SCV in production right now. It's like he's trying to attack with +1 in Stim and hit a timing with a bunch of Marines. He's added a ton of barracks. Look at his main base. I think this is a 2-base push. He starts SCVs again now, but look at the worker count. 52 to 32. Mules can't make up for that big of a deficit. And isn't out a 3rd CC started. If he plans to add a 3rd CC, he still can, but he needs to do more than just make a 3rd CC and chill. He needs to actually move out and do some damage.
3rd CC and chill.
The new Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
3rd CC and chill. Hey, SCV, you want to come over and 3rd CC and chill with me?
Very popular for the map, I suppose, as well.
Yeah. He does have a CC over there, I mean a SCV over where the 3rd CC will presumably be built, but he's actually like producing units instead, hesitating a bit here.
Moving that SCV too, he's wanted to hide it perhaps for a little bit.
All right, he's going to force an early overcharge here with the Cyclone. Can actually stay out of range and still lock on. There's Marine support, Stim is done. Combat Shield's not far away either. This is a really scary amount of pressure, but if Patience survives and holds onto his 3rd base, his economy is massively ahead. GuMiho still hasn't started that 3rd CC.
Coming in, trying to snipe a unit, but he stims again. And now the Phoenixes are on the chase. He has to drop out. Ooh, saves that medevac.
1 hit point left. 3rd CC started. This is not a good sign for GuMiGod, as he was called in the chat, I believe, by GTR. With the Oh, wow, well, this is nice. I mean, that's not the end of the world for Patience, but a consolation prize for this push.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be good for making sure you can get your drops in and, you know, not being too scared about that. Patience now going to break down these rocks, make sure that no weird tank pushes can happen here. I don't really see any tanks in the map yet, but...
GuMiho's being very passive. By the time he hits this drop, Blink is done. +1 is done as well. Here comes the drop. Blink Stalker's in position. He will lose this drop. But this is where the damage could get done. He has Widow Mines as well, actually set up, 1 below the ramp. And oh, the probes come back way too soon.
He's getting so many probe kills here. He shuts down that entire natural. He's going to lose all these units, though. It's going to be worth it.
That medevac with 1 hit point was not targeted by a single stalker that entire time, and was healing and also allowed somewhat of an escape. This is the amount of damage GuMiho needed to turn this game around. And he wasted his blink already. The medevac barely does not escape.
The hero medevac finally dies.
17 probes died there. But GuMiho now has a very small army to work with. 3 Widow Mines, 10 Marines, and 2 Marauders. He has a bunker at home. He needs to defend this counterattack.
This is a lot of Protoss units, though. Like, let's take a look at that.
Yeah,
one Immortal, 6 Adepts, 11 Stalkers, 6 more Adepts.
He needs more bunkers. Here come the Widow Mines. He's got them in position at least. 2 more medevacs pop out as well. He has to pull the SCVs here. Do you know if they have glaives? Well, he shades forward regardless.
And they do not have glaives.
They do not. The Immortal, though, knocks down the bunker.
Gets the bunker, but still, is that going to be enough? He wants to target that Warp Prism. It is going to go down, but the units get out.
Barrier is off cooldown, but it goes down. The Immortal goes down. There's just too many Stalkers, though, I think, to fight this. He's actually needs to turn around.
Blink.
All right, he blinks forward again. Meanwhile, these 2 Widow Mines get 7 probe kills and stop mining at the 3rd base.
It's actually really important at this point.
GuMiho's mining from 3 bases right now.
Even scans and snipes the Observer. Not bad.
Killing the Warp Prism was key. I'm glad you mentioned that because that was the moment that stopped. I don't know if he realizes this, by the way. Well, he must have because he pulled his probes earlier. Where's the Observer?
Oh, he's not thinking about. Okay.
Oh my God, he's still gonna. I think it's gonna go off.
Oh! It gets off.
I think 3 more probe kills and a Stalker, forcing an overcharge. Even Phoenix Energy was used there.
Yeah. And now
GuMiho's twice the army. There are 9 Stalkers and 1 Phoenix to defend any further pressure coming across the map. The rocks are killed. He can just walk up and start killing probes again.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of interesting that Patience broke down those rocks even after seeing that there were no tanks, because this is just another great area of attack for GuMiho. I'm glad you pointed this out, because you just stroll on up. And look at the tech buildings that are there, too. The Forge, the Twilight Council.
All buildings that were unpowered earlier, and only 1 pilot to replace them. He's going for the Nexus, though. He's going to switch targets to the Sentries when the overcharges go down, forcing so much overcharge energy to be used. He won't have any more when the next attack comes in. This is important because this could force a big reaction from GuMiho, could give Patience time to stabilize. Needs to make sure he's out of turret range. There's a few Marines here.
He does have some army units over there, and it is just going to be enough. Patience doesn't commit, and now look at these units coming across the map. This is a huge bio army that's making its way here, and he's going to have to hold on with force fields. That is a lot of Blink Stalkers, so I don't think it can quite drop onto that.
GuMiho has the upgrade lead, 1-1 to just +1 attack. +2 is almost done, but it's not ready yet. It's too tough to attack with these force fields, though, I'd say.
Oh,
he snipes the Sentry, though, and now there's not enough. Now there's not 2 force fields. Okay, there's the second one. He just backs off. He's very lucky to have escaped those force fields. That could have turned this game around.
Oh, yeah.
But now he's getting ready to maybe drop here in the main. He's going to hit this core. This is one of the weaknesses of placing your core here. Yes, you stop the Reaper Scout early on, and potentially Scout drops coming from this angle, but then you lose your gateway, you lose your core here. He needs to replace it. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make ranged units now. He needs to replace that. He's way too late on that.
There it is. The second those units got over there, it should have been placed down. A lot of stuff going on in this game, obviously. Nice snipe there on the Widow Mine. It's going to give him a slightly better chance here.
The longer this fight goes on, if he forces Warp-Ins to be used, it's not going to be good for Patience. He doesn't have a Cyber Core. Looks like GuMiho wants to wait until 2-2 finishes, which I completely agree with that sentiment. If he waits till 2-2 finishes, it's a lot more powerful. There's units here defending. Not only does he kill the Zealots, but we'll get this Observer as well. Looks like a Stalker died to a Widow Mine meanwhile while trying to finish that off. And things are getting worse and worse for Patience by the second. This game was really turned around by that probe attack earlier on. It looked like Patience had the game in the bag, but he turned it around, man. Gooby God.
That he is, and how is he going to complete this game out? He doesn't look like he wants to take another base. He really just wants to continue with the pressure. And he does have the majority of his bio over here by this area, but he's tried it before and he almost got force fielded off.
Look at the minimap. He has huge waves of bio coming across right now. This is not even half of his army. The rest of his army is about to rejoin. Here comes part of it. More medevacs, more bio. Force fields here making a funny little
look
picture.
at that.
Oh man, this is too much. That should be game. He just has way too many army units here.
There's too much bio, and he can just stim up that ramp now. There's no force fields this time, and GuMiho's going to do it again. GG.
Goomy God. The Towel Terran. Today, 2 for 2 ace matches, 2 for 2 revenge matches, and both times the winner of the first match wins the second. You have to question coaches sending out players who are already defeated by the same player again. When this happens, in the first series, it was Jin-Air's coach's smart choice that caught Zest off guard. I think this one is different. This was, they knew GuMiho was coming out, and they thought, well, Patience messed up the first game, he can take it. And in Patience's defense, in the second game, he was winning it hard, but he had one flop on his defense because he killed the rocks, and GuMiho walked in and killed 17 probes or more. I can't even remember how many died. It was so many.
Yeah, about 16 or 17, and yeah, I totally agree with you. It was kind of an interesting choice to send out Patience, especially when you have so many other players, right? When you see Zest come out, it's like, okay, I mean, you can't really argue with Zest being put out in the ace match. He is the best player in the world currently, but he does have problems dealing with specific players, and it seemed like today Patience just could not deal with GuMiho. And this is actually really important because Afreeca really needed a win to try to secure their spot in that, fourth place and make sure they make it into the playoffs and get as many points as possible so that they secure a spot.
Yeah.
But now they're 2-3, nearly tied with Tickamaru here.
Such a weird round 3 ranking. Like, I would never, you couldn't, if you showed this to me and told me it was the future, even if you had proven everything else from the future, I still wouldn't believe you. Like, I mean, the top 2 teams, okay, I can go with that, but having 3 and 4 be at -2 and -4 indicators, and SK Telecom be at 0-3 with -6, crazy world we live in. Maru jumps up 2 slots, by the way, to tie with Hero and Zest in first place. Most significant, though, is that he has 14-1 compared to the 14-6 and 14-7.
Yeah. Also, right behind them is Stats at 13-3. Only 3 losses compared to some of the other players.
And you mentioned GuMiho being the only MVP Terran in the winners ranking. He also jumps
MVP
up 2
player.
places. Yeah.
Also, Rogue taking 2 wins, goes to 10-4.
So some big changes actually here in this. And Dark and Sue are nearly knocked off the leaderboard at this point.